Laws are meant to protect, guide, and regulate society. But what happens when laws themselves become bizarre? Across the United States, hundreds of strange, outdated, yet still technically enforceable laws remain buried in state books. Some are funny, others confusing, and a few downright unbelievable. But they all have one thing in common. They were passed for a reason. Welcome to Odd Statutes USA. In this video, we'll explore 5 weird laws still active in America and uncover the surprising, often hilarious history behind them. Law 5, Massachusetts. Don't scare the pigeons. In Massachusetts, it's illegal to scare pigeons. Sounds odd. Here's why. Back in the 1800s, pigeons were essential. The now extinct passenger pigeon was once used for messaging across long distances, including military and railway operations. Scaring pigeons, especially near train stations or city centers, meant interfering with public services.
How to protect these birds?
Massachusetts passed a law that made it a punishable offense to intentionally frighten or disturb pigeons. Even though passenger pigeons are long gone, the law still exists under Chapter 131, Section 92. So yes, technically, startling a pigeon in Massachusetts could get you in legal trouble. Law number 4, South Carolina. Permit required to fire a missile. South Carolina law states that you need a permit to fire a missile. This is no joke. It's in the South Carolina Code of Laws. The law dates back to the Cold War era, a time when fears of rogue actors and unauthorized weapons were high. Military contractors and even civilians working on experimental equipment were scattered across rural areas to prevent unauthorized testing or launching of missiles. The state introduced a requirement for a legal permit before firing one. Surprisingly, this law was never repealed and is still active. So, if you're planning to launch a missile in South Carolina, just make sure you have the paperwork. Law 3, Chico, California. Nuclear weapons banned in city limits. In the city of Chico, California, it's illegal to build, store, or detonate nuclear weapons. Violating this law carries a $500 fine. Sounds absurd, right? Passed in the 1980s, during the height of anti-nuclear movements, it wasn't meant to control federal weapons. It was a political statement, but it was a symbolic protest. Chico joined a wave of small towns that wanted to express their rejection of the nuclear arms race. The law made it into the city's municipal code, and no one bothered to remove it. So today, if you try to test a nuclear bomb in Chico, it's not a global crisis first. It's a local fine. Law to Ohio. Don't get a fish drunk. Yes, this is real.
Ow.
In Ohio, it's illegal to get a fish drunk. And fairgrounds used to stage cruel tricks, pouring alcohol into fish bowls just to watch the fish react. The origins of this bizarre law trace back to the early 20th century when bar owners, animal rights groups pushed back. And in response, Ohio included protections for fish in its animal cruelty laws. Under some county codes, intoxication of fish or any act causing distress to aquatic animals became a crime. Though rarely enforced, the law is still valid in many parts of Ohio. So, if you're thinking of sharing your beer with your goldfish, don't. Law 1, Maryland. Lions banned from film productions. In Maryland, it's illegal to use lions in a movie shoot, unless you get special government approval. The law emerged after a terrifying incident in the 1950s when a film production brought a circus lion onto set without safety protocols. The lion escaped into a nearby neighborhood, triggering widespread panic. Though no one was harmed, it sparked outrage, and state officials immediately passed a regulation banning the use of wild, dangerous animals in entertainment without licenses. Lions were specifically named in the law. These laws may sound ridiculous, but they came from real fears, accidents, and unusual events in American history. Today, most productions use CGI, or certified animal handlers. But the original law still stands in Maryland law books, from scaring pigeons to launching missiles. They may no longer make sense, but they reflect a time when someone thought they were necessary. Subscribe to Odd Statutes America, and let us keep uncovering the strange side of the legal world. Most haven't been enforced in decades, but they've never been repealed either. They sit in dusty legal codes, quietly reminding us how strange and fascinating lawmaking can be. Which law surprised you the most? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you want more hidden truths about America's weirdest laws,